This is the Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek. Brought to you by Gate City Bank for a better way of life. And Pepsi.
Quick toss by Miller. Here come the Bison. Off and running is Makai Collins. Collins towards the front.
Makai Collins showing off the speed, a little yards after the catch as the Bison win 31-7 against Mercer in the quarterfinals. Sam Niederman, Coach Polasek here with us. Coach, appreciate you taking the time as always. A big-time win for the group.
Yeah, we're 104. It's a big deal. I mean, it's a really big deal. I've been giving a lot of thought to what we're going to talk about in tomorrow's meeting, and it's as simple as this. It's a big-time achievement to be 104. It should be celebrated, and we should embrace the preparation this week. We got a heck of a ball game and an opportunity for this community to experience it with us on Saturday. 11 o'clock kicks are always great.
You got to love it. A little breakfast with the Bison, as we like to say. It'll be NDSU, SDSU for a trip to Frisco. As we reflect on yesterday, the win against Mercer, what were you most proud of from your team, Coach?
Well, just the response and how we started. I mean, there was so much made of how we've started the last two games, South Dakota and also oh, geez.
Abilene Christian.
Thinking about Mercer already. Abilene Christian, you know, just our slow start there and not quite being ready to go. And the kids embraced, you know, the mentality all week in practice. That was the one thing that I took away from it was our readiness. And then we had a couple more guys, like Makai Collins flashes back on the scene and had a couple big catches. It was a good deal.
Yeah, certainly got off right from the opening jump. Let's take a look back at the first half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. NDSU taking on Mercer for the first time ever. 2 versus 7 matchup. Student section getting rolling early. Cam Miller on the sideline. Bison D starts off with a 3-and-out forced. So NDSU takes over at the Mercer 40-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Big time pump fake by Cam, and he finds Bryce Lance down the sideline. 40-yard touchdown just like that. NDSU on top. Got to love the start there, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. We called several double moves in this game, trying to get them to bite. You know, they were aggressive with their 23 interceptions coming into it. And a really good throw, and Bryce did a good job of selling the double move, and we capitalized early.
Take another look. Bryce hanging on over T.J. Moore, the Buck Buchanan finalist. 7-0 Bison, less than 3 minutes into the game. Another Mercer 3-and-out. Very next play of the series, Makai Collins off to the races. Back out on the field. Almost gets to the end zone, tripped up just inside the 5-yard line. 70-yard rip, most of it after the catch, Coach. It sets up goal to go.
A really simple play, but it's not easy, and Cam being spot on with his accuracy gives the opportunity for run after catch, and I thought Makai showed a good burst there. Looks like he's back healthy.
Love to see it. First and goal from the very next play. Dial up the goal line fade. Miller to Lance. The deadly combo. 2nd touchdown already in this first quarter. And that would be Bryce's 13th of the year, Coach.
Yeah, it's a really good tempo play, you know, following a big play. We get in there. It was actually an RPO, and Bryce created enough separation for the back shoulder opportunity.
14-0 Bison. Then Mercer would answer 38-yard touchdown to Keelan Parsons.
Yeah, we were very aware of their play action and their deep angles, and they did a good job executing. We got to get more depth at safety.
So the Bison got the ball back early, 2nd quarter. Cam Miller on a 3rd down and 5, all the way to the house. Takes a hard hit and gets into the end zone. 34-yard score. Getting with a little +1 run game.
Well, exactly right. I mean, they had their safeties. They were playing low, you know, in most of our personnel groupings. And so you get to the +1 run game, you even out the numbers again, and Camp did a good job of finding another gear.
Bison by 14 again. Mercer going for it on 4th down and 5. Pressure comes in. Logan Kopp with the sack.
Yeah, I thought we were really good with our pressure packages and getting a rush out of 4. I thought we made the quarterback uncomfortable all night.
Yeah, that was one of a couple of 4th down stops for Code Green. Late 2nd quarter. Mercer trying a flea flicker. Keenan Wilson, big pressure.
Yeah, it was a great job of turning the corner. Good shot on the lower back with his targeting because you can't go low. And then you can see here, though, we're getting multiple guys are turning the corner and getting that quarterback knocked off his spot and then obviously getting home. Keenan
making the play. Able to snuff out the flea flicker. That was huge for the Bison. Late in the first half, they'd come up with the stop, get the ball back. So a minute 10 for Cam and the offense to go to work. Over the middle, he finds Rajon Nelson, 32-yard pickup. Yeah, another double move off of a base play for us, and this is a beautiful throw and catch. Cam able to find Raja. That was one of many over the top for NDSU on the afternoon against a Mercer defense that came in so tough all afternoon long. 55 seconds to play in the half. First down and 10. Cam escapes the pocket, scrambling out to his left. Looking, and there he finds Bryce once again. Has enough for the first down. Gets NDSU into field goal range at the 30-yard line. Just less than a minute to go, and that would set up Griffin Croce, a 38-yarder, able to convert, get points before break.
Yep, Griffin stays hot, and it's really critical. Our goal there, at the end of half is to end the possession with the ball, number one. Number two is to get a field goal, and then if we get scoring opportunities, get 6 points. And so coming off your own 10-yard line in that 2-minute drive there with the middle 8, is a big concern for us, was outstanding execution. You can see 4 of 8 on third down. These guys were only giving up 25%, on the year to offenses, and so that was a big deal. And then you can see there that they're 1 for 7. We're doing a great job on defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As we look at our first half stats presented by Nodak Insurance, the Bison up 24-7 at halftime. Coach, you talked about it. Doing a good job on third down. That was something that we highlighted coming in on both sides of the ball. What else was the message to your team at the break?
Well, I think, we started fast. Let's make sure we value the 30 minutes that we get here. There is no big picture. We're not looking ahead. Let's enjoy the next, 30 minutes together. Play really hard. Lay it on the line for your teammates, and let's not open the door at all. Unfortunately, we turned it over once or twice in the second half, and we weren't just as clean as I thought we could be. But I really think the guys overall, our mentality's good. We're excited about this game now, and they did a good job of finishing.
NDSU by 17 at the half. We'll take a look at the second half when we come back here on the Bison Football Show. Bison trying to close the book and advance to the semis. That's on the other side.
More is better, especially with your checking account. More rewards, more convenience. With Gate City Bank, you'll even get a free gift and earn points on every debit card purchase. Sign up today and get 6,000 points. That's enough for more than $50 cash back, just in time for the holidays. You can open your account online in less than 10 minutes. Come see why banking is simply better here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Chronic wasting disease is 100% fatal in deer. Though rare now, it will continue to rise unless you help do something about it. Knowing its location is the key to managing chronic wasting disease. When hunting in the Northeast and Unit 3B2 this fall, plan to get your deer tested. Visit gf.nd.gov to find drop-off locations or request a self-sample kit and review the regulations. The responsibility falls on us all. Let's keep the deer herds healthy for future generations.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
We're all players in the waiting game, whether that's for the day's first flight, the first shot, or the first retrieve. Entire off seasons of prep and practice all pointed at that singular moment each of us live for. First light. Because that's when it all becomes real. And it's finally your time to shine. Shields.
Next door, next move. With 45 locations, Gate City Bank is by your side everywhere. With sweeter perks, like free ATMs, and reward points every time you use your debit card. Plus, get 6,000 points just for signing up. That's more than $50 cash back just in time for the holidays. Welcome to banking that's simply better. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Welcome back in. It is the Bison Football Show. Along with Coach Polasek, I'm Sam Niederman. Glad that you're with us. Let's take a look at our second half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. FCS quarterfinals, Bison and Mercer pick things up early third quarter. How about Bryce Lance getting it done on specials, Coach?
It's awesome, and he's using his vertical release technique to get the defender behind him. We call that stacking. And then what a great finish with the near foot and near shoulder.
We'll hear from Bryce a little later on in the show. Nice hit there. 10:30 to play in the third. Whit Neubauer back to throw. More pressure from Code Green. Enoch comes up with a sack.
Yeah, Enoch gets the sack, but man, what a rush by Eli Mozart there in causing the penetration, staying active on the twist game. I just thought our guys up front played really hard and created opportunities for their teammates.
That would put the Bears way behind the sticks. Third down and 12 now. They try and go over the middle. Nice stop by the Bison defense. Little in route. Not able to get anything for the line to gain. It's a punt, and the Bison take over. About 5 minutes to go in the third here. Cam trying to scramble. Unfortunately, throws it into traffic, and Miles Redding with his second interception.
Yeah, we just have to understand where we're at in the game, right? We've got a lead. We're playing good defense. Take care of the ball. Don't put the defense out there on a short field.
Turnover, second pick of the day for Mercer. They would take over in Bison territory. Second down at 18. A Code Green there to take it right back. ACA, Anthony Shadibi Alfaro with his first pick.
Well, what I thought was neat about that play is we had most of their concepts there covered. And that's kind of one of those team takeaways, that was caused for the secondary. The secondary was doing their jobs, and that's a big-time deal.
Fours up at the Dome. Pick things up in the fourth quarter. Neubauer back to throw again, and NDSU gets home. This time, Kelton McCaslin with the sack. Take another look, Coach.
Yeah, they're trying to run a sprint out, and Kelton does a really good job of getting some knockback, which cuts the quarterback off. Now that frees him up to make a play.
Third down and 15. Mercer throws underneath. Marcus Goley, ACA combined on the tackle on Samuel Albee, the Mercer tight end. Well short of the sticks. They try and extend the drive. Fourth down and 3. Going for it once more. And the pressure just too much. Toby Anene, Loshaka Rokes get the sack.
Yes, and again, the inside guys causing the quarterback to move, give our athletes a chance to play hard with great effort and get the second effort sack. That's how it happens. Very rarely do you just beat somebody and come up with the sack. And so the inside guys and the outside guys playing hard, playing good team pass rush was awesome.
A look at Coach Olson. He's loving it. 6:10 to go. Bison with the ball after some confusion and controversy on down and distance. Third down and 10. Makai Collins, didn't matter if it was 7 yards, 10 yards. Coach, move the stick.
I was going to be celebrating. I was going to be, making a point because I thought we messed up, with the spot after the incompletion and went to second and went to third and 10, and we still converted. So great resolve. Good job by Cam climbing the pocket, finding an open Makai Collins.
Makai, 119 yards receiving in this game. Third down and 10. Bison at the 29 of Mercer. Cam under pressure. Going to try and tuck and run. And the senior captain quarterback able to pick up the first down with his feet. A couple plays later, third down and goal at the 1. And Barika Pedu takes it into the score.
Yeah, really good job in the D gap there and even the E gap. We're just sealing it up, and Barika obviously running hard and finding his way into the gold zone.
That would be the cherry on top. NDSU with the only score for either team in the second half. Extra point was good. 31-7 would be the final score as the Bison take down Mercer. Post-game handshake with Coach Jacobs for Mercer. And that was all she wrote as NDSU clinches the berth in the FCS semifinals. Final stats presented by Nodak Insurance Company. Coach, they came into the game allowing just 66 yards on the ground. We end up going for 133 and hold them to less than 200 total on our end defensively.
Yeah, the key there, right, was that we doubled up their average, but that created and cultivated some opportunities for shots downfield, and we capitalized on that. And I'm so happy with our bounce back in the third down category. And then, in this day and age, to only give up 195 yards when you're one of 8 teams playing at the end is pretty impressive. 1 of 11 on third downs is just flat getting it done.
And no doubt about it. 31-7. The final score. After the game, our Nodak Insurance Company player of the game, Bryce Lance, with WDAY's Sam Getziger.
Bryce Lance is our Nodak Insurance Player of the Game. Did it all today. 2 touchdowns that set the tone early. What'd you think about the win today?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of things that we can do better offensively, and I think that's the beauty of this team is we know that, and we keep getting better. Even though it's quarterfinals, the playoffs, we're still getting better. But yeah, a win's a win, so we're happy to advance.
Also got the job done on special teams. Tell me what was going through your mind running 20 miles an hour downfield, making a big tackle.
Yeah, I mean, NDSU has a really strong tradition of the punt team. We call it the best 11. So to be on that punt team is an honor. So your only choice is to give it your all. So yeah, just make plays.
Another game at the Dome. How good does that feel? And especially knowing that the Jacks are back in town.
Yeah, so good, man. So happy for these seniors just to get another opportunity to compete.
Bryce Lance is our Nodak Insurance Player of the Game.
All right, thanks very much, Sam. There you go, Coach. You see Bryce certainly had a great day receiving and then obviously made impact there on the punt cover team.
Well, it's interesting to hear him talk about, the punt team, and the pride that the players take in being a G.I. Joe, one of the best 11. And those guys are, they have to block and tackle. I thought Caleb and Caden both had great days today because we were concerned about their rush. And then Bryce just continues to capitalize on his opportunities. You can see the young man growing right before our eyes. In interviews, his comments short and brief. He always comments and is positive towards his teammates. He's got a real bright future. We're going to need him to make some big plays here moving forward.
What could you say about the connection that him and Cam have developed? Obviously, as a quarterback, you've kind of got your go-to guy, and Bryce has certainly emerged there.
Well, I felt that in spring. Cam, kind of the way you saw Raj, the way you saw Braylon, he's worked with those guys quite a bit. And I was kept encouraging Cam, be open to this guy. I think he's really going to keep coming on. And you can see now, Cam is totally comfortable with Bryce, not only when he's on the backside of formations at X, but when he's getting involved into formations and concepts when he's inside guy. It's continuing to develop and grow, but that trust factor, that you-me factor, you cannot underplay that in the pass game. It takes a great amount of trust. It takes a great amount of ability to get to that point.
At 13 touchdowns now for Bryce from Cam. You got to love to see it. All right, let's take a look at this week's Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. Stay a play ahead with your health when you carry blue. Find out how at bcbsnd.com. Coach, this week's carry of the game, we're going to look at Cam's rushing touchdown here.
Yeah, just a great job by Breek of finding the fit. We talk about lead blockers. Just go to where you would go if you had the ball. And Breek did a nice job there of finding the fit and getting connected. A little bit of penetration there, but obviously, again, Cam directing traffic downfield and finding his way in the end zone is a big deal.
How much does that open things up, having Cam able to run the ball now kind of at 100%?
Well, I think, we had the injury, and then Cole got his injury, so we lost that segment of the game. But now we're at the point now where the gloves are off, and it's just a matter of doing whatever it takes to win the next ball game, to win the next snap, to win, that next series. And so I think we've got to open that up, and that's got to be a part of what we're going to do moving forward. And the risk that's involved, but we're at a big enough stage now where Cam wants the ball in his hands. He's a great playmaker, both with his arm and his feet. And then he'll continue to do a good job with his mind, putting us in the right place. And I like our +1 run game. I always have. And I think it's time that we jump back on that.
Time to push all the chips into the middle of the table. Gotta love it with the semis coming up. Much more to come here on the Bison Football Show. When we return, this week's Olaf Anderson feature talking about an emerging force on the Bison D-line.
More is better, especially with your checking account. More rewards, more convenience. With Gate City Bank, you'll even get a free gift and earn points on every debit card purchase. Sign up today and get 6,000 points. That's enough for more than $50 cash back, just in time for the holidays. You can open your account online in less than 10 minutes. Come see why banking is simply better here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Chronic wasting disease is 100% fatal in deer. Though rare now, it will continue to rise unless you help do something about it. Knowing its location is the key to managing chronic wasted disease. When hunting in the Northeast and Unit 3B2 this fall, plan to get your deer tested. Visit gf.nd.gov to find drop-off locations or request a self-sample kit and review the regulations. The responsibility falls on us all. Let's keep the deer herds healthy for future generations.
Parents can influence their child's behavioral health in a few simple ways. The first is really having ongoing conversation.
Role modeling positive behavior. Parenting starts at home, and those positive influences that a parent has rolls off on their children.
Sometimes just a simple question will get a child talking, and you might learn things about your child that you just didn't know about before. If you get to a difficult topic, that's where you can reach out to Parents Lead and look for some of that information that might help you navigate that difficult topic. And that's one of the benefits of Parents Lead.
Life is full of beautiful moments. Adventure, fun, excitement, and sometimes the unexpected can happen. With Nodak Insurance, you can keep doing what you do. Use our technology to file claims quickly online, on your phone, or lean on our award-winning service team, so you can get back to what matters, living life uninterrupted. Nodak Insurance. Agents with answers.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show. In this week's Olaf Anderson feature, WDAY's Sam Getzinger caught up with Bison defensive end Toby Anene.
Defensive end Toby Anene has burst onto the scene in 2024. The sophomore has found a steady home up front after senior Dylan Hendricks went down with an injury earlier this season.
Yeah, it was a little more pressure for sure, going from just kind of rotating in to getting that starting spot, but just with the support of my teammates, the guys in that room, just having full confidence in me, it was a pretty smooth transition, knowing that everyone had my back there, and I just felt the love, I felt the trust from them.
The Cottage Grove, Minnesota native has put together a solid start to his Bison career, rolling with the punches in the process.
You got to be ready for anything. So just staying prepared and being confident in myself, knowing that I can do it at any point, it was a big part of it. This is every kid's dream right now, going to a big time school, playing in big time games. It's just gotta stay calm, stay focused, trust the coaching, and just know that we are a good defense, a good team, and we can win this game, and we're gonna be able to do whatever we want to do if we continue to do what we've been doing so far.
Toby Anene stepping up big time for the Bison defensive line. Coach, how have you seen him embrace the opportunity?
Well, it's interesting, right? He was working his way as solidifying himself as maybe the number 3 guy, when Dylan was healthy, and you could just see his growth. I mean, people that maybe don't follow recruiting the way some fans do, he was a high school running back. And so he's continuing to learn and progress at that position. But you just watch that short video, and he's at the point of making a lot of big plays. Strip sacks, causing turnovers. And I'm just so happy about his future. But if he stays true to who he is, which is a very consistent worker, I mean, the limitations, his ceiling is still awfully high.
I love to hear it. It's going to be awesome to see him and the rest of Code Green continue to get after it throughout this postseason. We've got one more break coming up here on the Bison Football Coaches Show. When we return, we're looking at the semis against NDSU. Heavyweight clash in the Dome on Saturday. Coach will break it all down coming up next.
Next door, next move. With 45 locations, Gate City Bank is by your side everywhere. With sweeter perks like free ATMs and reward points every time you use your debit card. Plus, get 6,000 points just for signing up. That's more than $50 cash back just in time for the holidays. Welcome to banking that's simply better. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
At Shields, we're anglers, endlessly seeking and refining techniques. We're hunters and storytellers, because we've been out there. We're experts that put products and gear to the test, so we can share that knowledge with you. At Shields, we understand your outdoor journey and the path you're on, because we walk it too, every step of the way. Shields, right there with you.
Hey, grab me one too.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Alrighty, back at it, wrapping things up on the Bison Football Show with Coach Polasek. It'll be Saturday, 11 a.m., breakfast with the Bison, trip to Frisco on the line, NDSU, SDSU in the FCS semifinals. Going to be awesome, Coach. It's certainly one that we thought might be a possibility after the game in October for the marker. Here it is, 2 versus 3 for all the marbles to go to Frisco.
Yeah, it kind of seems just like yesterday we played, but at the same time like last year almost. And I think in between there, you know, you could talk about on paper, how is this going to shake out? You know, who's the opponent going to be? And as the season traveled on, you started realizing South Dakota's really good. South Dakota State's really good. Montana State's really good. Okay, NDSU's playing good football, right? It has a chance. I think the best 4 teams are still alive. They're just, the physicality when you go back and look at South Dakota State versus South Dakota, and then you look at NDSU versus South Dakota State, the physicality and the fundamentals that are at display, the effort level that's at display is just different. It represents the Missouri Valley Football Conference very well, and I know we're all excited about having 3 teams in the Final Four.
Coach, what's the balance when you prepare for an opponent that you've already seen, obviously a rival you're very familiar with on this stage?
Well, I think that's tricky, right? I remember being in there many years ago, and you're looking at 3-4 years or 3-4 games because you've seen them in the regular season, you've seen them in the playoffs. I think we have to be careful about overanalyzing things. You know, sometimes a defensive coordinator just makes a good call. It might have not been that they were better than us coach to coach, right? And so we've got to be careful about not overanalyzing everything. And the one thing that we got to do as a coaching staff is we've got to put it in the players' hands, meaning that we got to position them with an opportunity to play the best they can play, because this thing will come down to playmaking, and it's going to come down to a mystery 6 plays. You either make those plays on those 6 plays or you don't, but 6 plays will decide this game, I'm pretty sure.
It's going to be a clash of titans as we like it. Going to be awesome to have the Dome ready to go in a big-time semifinal. Coach, thank you all, as always, for your time, and we will talk to you next week after the big one.
You got it. I appreciate it. It'll be a 60-minute game, fans. Go Bison.
Go Bison, indeed. He's Coach Polasek. I'm Sam Niederman. A big thank you to our entire crew. We'll catch you next Sunday, I beg your pardon, after NDSU, SDSU. Have a great rest of your night.
Today's Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek has been presented by Gate City Bank, for a better way of life, and Pepsi.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.